Okay, we're good.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am Alyssa, and I'm so excited to be on here tonight. For those of you that don't know, you are a part of my organization. Whether you know me or not, you're stuck with me. So I actually discovered this incredible business 5 years ago by scrolling on Facebook. And, at the time I was living on food stamps, government assistance. I had $5 in my bank account. And I actually had like a stack of papers in my office, and it was like $3.96, which is so crazy. And I sold stuff on a local garage sale site just to be able to purchase my kit, you guys. Like, this is not like a joke. I had no money. And I just put my head down when I got started, and I had no stinking clue what I was doing. It was ignorance on fire. I was just so excited I don't even know what I was excited for, if I can be honest. I was just excited. And so I just stuck my head down, and I remember people were always just preaching and teaching steps to success, like follow your charts, steps to success, follow your charts. And so that's what I've been doing the last 5 years. And because of that, because I stayed the course, because I didn't complicate it, in 2 years, I hit the rank of Ambassador Diamond, which is the highest rank in this company. And I've earned over $550,000 in cash bonuses. I hit the Millionaires Club, which means you've made $1 million on your commission in 2 years. In those 2 years. And my life looks very different now than it did then. And the crazy thing about network marketing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that, this takes the average girl. Like, I'm a small town girl from here in Indiana. And now, like, I'm a multimillionaire because of this industry, because of this business, because of it works. And I'm able to just give and live and travel the world and just share this incredible opportunity with people and these incredible products, you guys. I've lost over 50 pounds since really taking my health seriously, since really being a product of the product, which I was overweight when I joined this business. I was sleep deprived. I was stressed out. I was depressed. Like, every single thing that you can imagine, that was me when I joined this business. But I started taking it very seriously, not only just building for the income, but also just filling my body with the nutrients that our products contain has completely also changed the game for me. And so now I sit here 5 years later, like, this is so crazy. And I never knew that an industry like this existed. I didn't realize that I could make a career out of this, or that it could be a full-time profession, but it is. And it's possible for every single one of you, as long as you're willing to be a student, as long as you're willing to follow the steps to success, to follow the charts. Like, there's nothing complicated that sets you and me apart. Nothing, like, not one thing. I just did the work, and I did more work, and I did it for longer hours, and I met with more people, and I talked to more people, and I messaged more people, and I work social media every single day, and I still do phone calls every single day. Like, there's nothing complicated about this. It's just, are you willing to put that work in? And I was. And that's how I am here today, and still growing, you guys. Like, this industry, this profession is so unbelievable. And one thing that I absolutely love about It Works is, we preach creating a legacy. We preach becoming debt free. I've been able to do all of those things. But also, this business, a lot of people don't realize, is willable. I can will my business, my account, to my daughter, who's right now, she's 8 years old. And God forbid anything happened to me, her trust is set up. Her will is set up. It's all set up. You can will this business. I don't think you realize how big that is. Like, you have to think of other companies who someone's a president or a CEO. They can't will their business to their kids. But here with this, you can truly create a legacy that lives on. And so that's, like, I don't even know where that came from, but I just had to tell you guys that. Like, this is huge. And it's one of the things that I love the most about this. But tonight I want to dive in and just share some social media tips with you guys. But here's what I want you to know is that I can sit here and I can train you all night, but this requires you doing the work. This requires you doing the homework that I give you. And if you're ready, like if you're done, like getting ready to get ready, then this is for you. Like if you're truly ready to take your social to the next level, then I'm speaking to you. You should have a notebook out. You should be taking notes on your phone while you're listening to me. Like this is something that has made me a multimillionaire. Like it's not just something that I kind of know a little bit about. No, like this is the deal. And so I have a list of questions here that I'm going to go through with you guys, but just please know that I can do the training, but you've got to do the action. Okay. So one of the first things that you guys are all just so very curious about, and something too that I want to make sure you guys are aware of, is that, you know, corporate has brought me into a position for social media specifically. It's something that truly was missing in our company. So I spent hours and hours working with our corporate team to write and launch our social guide. Okay. This is an entire social media guide for you guys that you can get on your eSuite, on your Connect app for free. Like for free. This is included in your $20 eSuite membership. Okay. And I'm telling you, like, this is like blood, sweat, and tears stuff. Like it was hours of work. And that's something everyone should have downloaded. Even if you need like a refresher for specific things, whether it's going live or creating an amazing bio or figuring out what your brand is specifically, which is a lot of the questions that you guys have here, they're answered in the social guide. So I'm going to answer them here for you tonight, but I also want to make sure that you have that downloaded, especially if you're just getting started. It's such an incredible guide to walk you through social media. It's like a social media for dummies guide, you guys. It is amazing. No joke. And so in there, you know, we're talking about everything we're going to be talking about tonight. And one of the questions that you guys have is, you know, what should I be posting? How do I brand myself? How often should I be posting? So I'm going to go through those super quickly. And, you know, when you think about branding yourself, like, who are you? You know, like, what are you skilled at? What are things that if we sat down over coffee, like for hours, of what could you just talk about for hours over coffee? What is that for you? And we discussed these 5 pillars. Okay. So I want you to think of the 5 core things that your social media is built around. And if you guys have those 5 core things, go ahead and put them in the chat. Because maybe some people on here just need a few ideas. You know, mine is family, and it's traveling. It's my daughter, my faith, self-development, building this business, taking these products. Like it's like the core things that make you who you are. What are they? And that's how you build a brand, because building a brand is building who you are. So I'm not building a brand that isn't myself. And you can't build a brand that's like mine. You have to build a brand that's yours. And when you stay in your lane and build your brand, you're authentic. You show up the best that you can. You can talk about it all day long. It's something you love, so it's easy to take pictures of. It's easy to talk about. It's easy to go live about. And you are just being yourself. You're talking about the things you love. And that's what social media should be. It shouldn't be you comparing your life to someone else, or they're posting about this, so maybe I should post about this. Like, I have been there. So I'm not just like saying that to say it. Like, I have been there. I have fallen into that trap. I have had to unfollow so many people just so that I could stay in my lane, so that I could stay in, you know, what's my goal? Where's my audience? Who am I talking to? Who even am I? How am I even talking? And not looking at what anyone else is doing. So maybe that's something you need to do today, is start to unfollow people that you're comparing yourself to. And you've got to discover, okay, who are you? What is your brand? What are your 5 core things? And off of those 5, as you know, are hundreds and hundreds of things that go along with those 5. But so when I'm looking like at my actual like Instagram or my Facebook, when you're scrolling, you always see one of my 5. But I'm mixing it up. This is what gives you variety while also giving, you know, a social media presence while you're building a brand. And when people think about you, like Ray Dunn, so many girls do Ray Dunn. When I think of Ray Dunn, I can name so many girls who I know love Ray Dunn. I'm not one of them, but a lot of my girlfriends are. Same thing, like who loves Disney? Who loves cats? Who loves dogs? Like who's into makeup and hair? Who's into like really building their faith? Who knows how to cook? Like who of my friends are going live and they're cooking? Like there's so many things that make up you. And so you've got to discover those core things and get them written down. And I'm not even like kidding you guys. When I'm posting in my mind, I'm like repeating my 5 core things. And if I haven't posted about like personal development in a few days, that's what I'm going to be posting about. But you're not seeing personal development, personal development, personal development. No, you're seeing a variety. So I would do like Harper, and then I would do food, and then I would do personal development, and then I would do traveling, and then a picture of myself. And I'm incorporating my business and my products into these posts. That's the key thing, is that I'm incorporating my life into this. Like my business is a part of my life. Every single one of you, your business is a part of your life. So you're incorporating it all throughout your posts. So if it's a picture of just me, I'm mentioning the business opportunity, or I'm mentioning the growth that I've been able to have because of this business. If it's a picture of me and Harper, same thing. I'm talking about the business, the opportunity, like how when I got started, I like we had a food stamps card, and now we can go out to eat wherever we want. Like if I'm talking about food, that's what I'm talking about. Or like if you are like you love traveling, but you don't have quite that income yet, talk about where you're gonna go. Like pitch your vision every single day, because I had $5 when I started this, you guys, and I just kept on pitching a vision every single day of what my life was going to look like, of what I was working towards. And that's why you've got to make sure that you have a vision so clear in front of you, because that's what you're going to be talking about on social media. Like if I put $300 in your bank account right now, what would you do with that? What about if I put $500 in your bank account right now, like in this moment, what would you do with it? What about $1,000 or $5,000? And you're simply going to be talking about this in your posts. You're weaving it through your posts. Like people want to be a part of an adventure with you. So I always love like talking about, okay, what am I working towards next? What is my weight loss goal? Okay, talking about, what are you going to do with your first $500 paycheck? And just pitching this vision, because that's what people lack. People lack a vision. It's not normal. Like dreaming and having a vision, that's not normal. And so when you do that, people fall so in love with your journey. And when you talk about the things that you're going to do, that is going to happen, that's when people want to be a part of it with you. That's when people don't want to be left behind. And, that's such a huge part of building your brand, is making sure that you're talking about the things that you truly love while you're pitching a vision, while you're building your business, while you're building your products. All of these things are so crucial. You just make this a part of your everyday life. That's the beauty of this business. And talk about, when you're out and about, what's your office view? Like you have the opportunity to get paid when you're fishing, like I was today, or when you're sleeping, you can still be getting paid. Like that's the beauty of this. But you've got to put this work in and discover your brand and start every single day adding on to that. And you're not only doing this in posts, you guys, you're doing this in your stories as well. Like you are weaving your business in your stories on Facebook and on Instagram. So like if you go to my Instagram right now, you're going to see probably a business opportunity post. I posted, sorry, my dog's going crazy. I posted a little bit about my I just got so distracted. I am so sorry. I posted like a business post, and then I posted us fishing, and then I posted just like another business post, or that I'm doing this. It's just literally weaving this into your everyday life. That's what you've got to remember, is that you're doing this in post and you're doing this in stories. So that's what you're going to be posting about. And how, when it comes to how often you should be posting, you guys are going to be posting every single day. You're going to be posting on your stories. You're going to be posting in your actual feed. And when it comes to your stories, you guys, you can be posting like 5 to 15 times on your stories, and really discover, you know, what that number is for you. It's trial and error. And that's what I want you to realize, is all of this is trial and error. But if you just don't do it, you're just not going to grow. But if you do it, like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, you start to grow an incredible business. And so when it comes to stories, trial and error, 100% all the way. When it comes to posting on your actual feed, you've got, again, trial and error. What's going to be working for you? Consistency is the key. Being visible every single day is the key. So, I mean, I have written down, like, my biggest challenge for you guys is to be visible. Like, be visible. Stay committed to being visible. If I'm not posting on my feed every single day, you're seeing me on live videos. You're seeing me in my stories. I am visible. And that's what you've all got to do, because being visible equals growth. And so that's just kind of how often you should be posting. And if you can pull numbers through your Instagram, you can really see like the perfect times for you. And everyone is so different, you guys. Everyone's is different. So you've really got to do the work to figure out what works for you. What is the best time of day for you to be posting? But every single day, you guys, posting in your stories 5 to 15 times. Some people can even do more. I usually try to keep it between like 10 and 15 on my actual Instagram. Again, I like my pictures, you can't tell that I'm talking about my products and I'm talking about my business. Like, I'm not posting before and afters in my actual feed. I'm posting them on my stories, or I'm posting them on my Facebook feed, because I'm working both and they're both so different for me. Like, they're not the same platforms for me. And so you've really got to figure out what works for you. But for you to do that, that means that you're actually working both. Okay. And how often to go, let's see, hold on, let me see this. The next question is, oh, how to grow your following. I just like read that all so wrong. So I grow my following, you guys, by engagement. Engagement is so stinking huge. So I grow my following every single day. I'm commenting on 50 to 100 people on their posts who are not following me. Like, they are not following me at all. And you can also just do like where you're following like 20 people in the morning, 20 people in the evening. On Facebook, I add people, but on Instagram, I just am engaging on their actual profiles and they're following me. And so what I do with that is, if you go to your Instagram, you can save images to a collection. I'm going to try to show you this without it like messing up. Okay. So like, this is my Instagram. I don't know if you guys can see it. And so I would click up here. Yeah, it says just like these 3 little lines, and then I can go to saved. And these are all of the saved, the saved folders that I have. Okay. In it, I have my dream business partners. And every single time that I'm commenting on these girls' pictures and I'm engaging with them, I'm not following them, but I want to make sure that I don't lose track of them, because I'm going to continue to build my relationship with them. And so I save them into, it says my dream business partners, and I save them right here. And then when you pull it up, they're all right there. Every single one of their pictures that I saved. So every single day I'll go back, or maybe like a couple of times a week, I'll go back to their profiles and see if I've engaged with them, if I like their photos, if they're public, which they always are, because I don't follow private accounts. I'll watch some of their stories and I'll like message through their stories, and they follow me. And now they're following my adventure. And, you know, on here it says like, do you message? Absolutely. I have messaged since the day that I started this, but my message is so stinking simple that like anyone can do it. And when I'm saying be visible, you're going to be visible in your stories and in your posts, but you're also going to be visible in your messaging. Right now, video messaging behind the scenes is the #1 way that people are building online, through a video message. So recording yourself on a video in Instagram or in Facebook and sending that, you are going to get so much feedback from that. And so being visible is also being visible in your DMs. And that's engaging with people. It's responding to people's stories. If I come across someone and I've been engaging with them a little bit, and they followed me and they're liking some of my stuff, I will send a voice message or a video message that is so simple, you guys. All that I say is, hey, Amanda, I have just loved really getting to know you online. And honestly, I think you'd be amazing at what I do. I don't send messages like this often, but I couldn't get you off of my mind. And I would love to tell you more. And that is it. That's it. And like, I'll even send messages like, hey, Amy, I think you'd be so amazing at what I do. I would love to chat with you. Like, these messages, you guys, are so short and so simple and so to the point. But when it comes to sending messages, we're going to go and talk about your bio, what your bio looks like, what your feed looks like, because I'm confident sending messages. Like, I would send messages all day long, you guys, but I'm confident in doing that because I know that my account does not look spammy. Not at all. Like, it's when you click on it, you want to stay. Like, you want to see what it's about, like who I am, like what do I do? And I don't really mention it work specifically. I just mention the business and the opportunity and the products. And then they ask like what I do. But I'm confident in messaging because I know that my profile looks good. So when it comes to your profile, you guys, there's a checklist on the social guide that you guys can follow specifically. But just to reiterate it, it's your profile picture. Is it a great picture of you? If you need to update it, do it. Like, update it. If you have an iPhone or like any phone these days are so amazing that like the camera quality, you guys, go snap a selfie. Go have someone take a picture of you. Don't be afraid to ask someone to take a picture of you. Like, my 8-year-old daughter takes most of my pictures for social media. Like, she takes 95% of my pictures for social media. If you have like a neighbor or a friend, honestly, just ask them that. Like, just tell them, hey, I'm working on building my business. Do you mind taking a quick picture of me? And like, just make sure it's like a great background, not like nothing crazy that's going on. People can actually see your face. They can see your smile. That's crucial. Okay. Next is, what's your bio about? Like, who are you? This is where you can kind of display some of those 5 pillars. So my bio says that I'm a 7-figure top network marketer. I'm helping women step into their light. And that's important to know, because having like a description of what you do, that it's like a mission statement almost. You've got to have that in your bio. And then it says mindfulness and motherhood, and then where I live and where I'm going. And then I also have just like a little quote, and it says, we rise by lifting others. And that's like, just by like reading that, you know so much about me. And so it's very crisp and simple, and I'm using emojis, and it's just very welcoming. So you want to make sure that your bio is welcoming. You also want to make sure that you have a link in this bio, whether it's to your Facebook, or maybe you have just a couple of different, maybe it's to your YouTube, to an opportunity video that you've done, or it's to an opportunity or a live video that you've done on Facebook. You can grab any link and put it in there. So just make sure that you guys are doing that. You want to make sure that you have a link. Next is making sure that you have your highlight images set up. So setting up your highlight images is so important, you guys. This is when you have your stories. So when you have your stories, you want to make sure that you're adding these to your highlights so that they're not just disappearing, but it's almost like a photo album for your stories. So you want to make sure that you have this set up. And for my stories, you guys, if you You can see this. They're very just like colorful and like they're just fun. Sometimes like depending on the
Mommy,
season,
is this Rex right here?
oops, they'll just be like solid colors. But I always change them. I kind of change them based on like the season. Same thing with my profile picture. I change it on the depending on the season, depending on like what's the mood of my feed right now. And all I do for those highlight images is I just go to Pinterest and I just type in like iPhone wallpaper. That's it. I just type in iPhone wallpaper and I just dig and dig and dig and dig until I find some that I love. Like all of these are just from Pinterest. Like that's it. And so I just search on Pinterest. Different, whether it's like a shape or if you want a specific color, you would just search like solid iPhone wallpaper backgrounds. And tons of different colors are going to show up. Some people use like the same color for every single highlight. But in it, I have like right now I have summer and quotes and Harper and income and question and answer and dining. It's just like my 5 core things that make up my brand. That's what I have as my highlights because that's what I'm always talking about. Is this making sense? Like this is all the same, like it's all goes together, okay? So make sure that you have your highlight images up. Make sure that you have a bio written with a mission statement. Make sure that you have a link in your profile, that you have a great profile picture, that you have your highlights set up. And then you also want to make sure that you have your Instagram TV set up as well. This is so important, you guys. Instagram TV is so stinking huge. It's something that you want to make sure that you're utilizing all of the time. If you haven't already, you can switch out videos here. You can add specific videos. You can go to iMovie, you guys. If you have, like if you don't have the 10,000 followers, you can still share a link in your Instagram TV that takes people places. Okay, so like all you do is you would go to iMovie and let's say that you grab like a really cute background from Pinterest and you upload it to iMovie. You can make it, spread it to where it's 15 seconds long, just that image, like nothing changes with the image, but it's 15 seconds long. Put it in your Instagram TV and where the title goes, you'll have a title and then you'll have a description. So I always have, like mine says, like click here to open. And then whenever you click it, it takes you in the description, you would put a link. So let's say that you make like a small video for the opportunity. You would make your video, okay? Go grab an image on Pinterest, make it 15 seconds long on iMovie. You're gonna upload the video, grab the link, and the title, you're gonna hit click here to open with the arrow pointing down. And then in the description, you're putting your link to your YouTube video. You can do this without having 10,000 followers, but this is going to take people different places, okay? It's very important. You can have, you know, your coffee stories, you making your keto coffee on your Instagram TV, you making your keto coffee in your stories and you upload it onto your Instagram TV. Both of those are huge. These are features that you want to make sure that you are using always. Whether it's your stories, it's Instagram TV, because the reason for that is not only is it just such a growing platform, but it's also something that is now showing up in the Discover feed. And same thing with your stories as well. Stories recently have just started showing up in the Discover feed on Instagram. Okay, and stories on Facebook are going to outdo people seeing your news feed. So stories go both ways. And you can connect your Instagram and your Facebook together to where when you're posting on one, it's posting on the other. So on Instagram, if you're posting, you connect it to your Facebook and it's going to post to both platforms. And the cool part is that some of the features are the same. So like if you do a poll on your Instagram, it will do a poll on your Facebook using the Facebook tools. So it's very awesome and very important that you have both of them set up. So that's just a little bit about the bio and what that should look like. And make sure that you're posting good quality photos. Like when people go to your bio, when you message them and they're going to your bio, that's like a portfolio, you guys. And you have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention when they click on your profile. 3 seconds. Like this, that's it. You have 3 seconds. So you want to make sure that your bio looks nice, that your feed looks nice, whether you can buy, you guys, there are so many different like filters you guys can buy. I can't think of the word right now for what they're called. What are the filters called the preset? I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? You guys, if you want all of your colors to match, which is something I really recommend, and we talk about this a lot in the social media guide, but having like a color scheme throughout your feed is very important. And just so that it flows so easy. And you can buy a preset on Etsy for like $1 to $2. You guys, you don't have to go spending a lot of money to do that. Or even if you're getting like different apps for editing your photos, you can also use like, just make sure you're using the same edits every single time. I always love to, I kind of like, how I change out my highlights is how I kind of change out the feel for like how I'm editing my photos. So I go through like different moods of, is it like bright and crispy, or is it like more moody, or am I doing one of my presets? So I kind of like to change it up a little bit. But when you're clicking on my feed, you're seeing like my first like 6 to 12 photos. So I do try to make sure that I'm sticking within that color scheme. It's very important that you guys remember that. But yes, you can get a preset for super cheap on Etsy. So make sure that you remember that. You don't have to go spending a lot of money for that. And then using hashtags. I love hashtags. I did a live video like showing you how to hide hashtags in your stories. So if you go to one of my recent live videos, you guys can see that it's very simple, but you can do up to 30 hashtags and you can hide them behind photos in your stories so that people don't even see them. But also when I'm posting hashtags, I'm posting them in the comment section of my actual post. So I'm not posting them with the caption. You can do it either way. It doesn't affect you either way. Up to 30 hashtags, okay? I had this, there was like this time where I was like, I don't need hashtags. I'm not really using them. Wow, they are so huge and so important, you guys. And I wish I would have started using them sooner. And for me, what I found the most overwhelming was just like, I don't even know what hashtags to use. Like, what do I, like, I'm the worst hashtag creator on the face of the earth. I would be like, I would do hashtag pink, like hashtag blue jean, like, it's horrible, you guys, horrible. But like I'm telling you to do your homework, you've got to do the exact same thing. I had to do my homework. So on Pinterest, again, I searched hashtags like I think that I honestly just typed in like hashtags for social media or hashtags or something, and I just did some digging. Like, you just got to do the homework. But the cool thing is you really just have to do it one time. It did take some time. Like all of this for you is going to take time, but once it's done, once it's set up, you are going to be like, whew, like, praise the Lord. I feel so much better now. And so for hashtags, I have like we're going back to the 5 pillars. I have my 5 pillars in my notes section on my phone because I'm always constantly talking about my brand, the 5 core things that make up my social. And for each pillar, I have an entire paragraph of hashtags for each post. And so when I'm doing that, I am, and when I'm traveling, I'll put like where I'm at, different things like that. But I just had to do some digging around for like what hashtags are going to apply to my brand. So like it's going to be different for all of us because like some of us are into cooking and some of us are into hunting. Some of us are into like going to the gym all of the time and some of us are into makeup. And so it's going to be different for all of us, but you've just got to do the homework when it comes to that. Like, just do the homework because I'm telling you, I get it. Like, it used to stress me out hardcore, but I sat down for like a solid hour to an hour and a half and I hammered out all of my hashtags, and it makes it so much better. Like, it truly brings people in. Sometimes you get like a little bit of spammy accounts. That's okay, because like for the people who aren't spammy, they're coming into my space. And hashtags too, you guys, are one of the ways that I also build my business. And so one of my goals when I started this is my organization, when I looked at it, I was like, I want a team in all 50 states. Like, that's one of my goals. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to search hashtags. I'm going to search the location tab on Instagram. Like, you've got to utilize the tools that they're giving you because everyone else is. So you might as well start utilizing them too. You're just missing out if you're not. So I would search locations. I would search locations based on the things that I loved. I would search locations and I would put like the city and then like blogger afterwards. So like Dallas bloggers or like Dallas moms, like just the things that again are from my 5 core things that are building my brand because I want to be able to connect with the people I'm bringing into my business. So I would search the location and then like something I would pull from my 5 core pillars, my brand. And I would put that after the city or after the state or after whatever it was that I'm searching. And guess what? 2 years, I have a team in all 50 states. And I have teams in 8 countries. And that's one of the key things. Like when I signed my last girl, she was in, I think she was in Missouri. Or it was like Nebraska, it was somewhere. I was like, I don't even have anybody here. I signed her from Instagram, from searching hashtags. Like that's, and I'm building relationships with these people. I'm saving them. I'm saving their posts into my folders that said my dream business partners. And I'm saving their posts and I'm engaging with them every single day or as often as I can, as often as I'm making time for it. And then I message them and then I talk about the business opportunity. Okay. So that's how simple this is, but you've got to just do the homework. And I'm telling you that because I had to do the homework when it came to using hashtags. So I totally get it. But it makes me appreciate it so much more. And it makes me like, once I really started using it in my stories and in my actual posts and like, I'm searching hashtags. So why am I not using them? Because what if someone's searching a hashtag that I have, you know? And so it's just doing yourself a disservice if you're not using them, but just do a little bit of digging. I just dug around on Pinterest. Like there might even be like apps, like there's so much you guys can do to really dig to find the hashtags that work for you and your brand. So I'm not searching hashtags for things I'm not crazy passionate about because I'm searching hashtags for the things that I could talk about with you all day long, because that's how I'm going to build the most authentic relationships is by searching hashtags of motherhood. I could talk about being a mom all day long, or I could talk about fashion or food and how much I love food, or traveling and like tips for traveling, like just so many different things. So that's why having your core 5 pillars and knowing what your brand is, that's going to give value to everything you do online, everything. And the next thing is, let's see here. I just want to make sure that I cover all of this. Okay, so you guys did ask, you know, who do you message? Do people come to me? If I reach out, how do I decide who I reach out to? I went over what my first message looked like, but yeah, I'm still messaging every single day, and I message people again based on who I really feel connected to, who I feel like I can best mentor in this business. And those are people that I align with. And of course, people come to me because I'm visible. I'm visible on social media. I'm visible in my stories. I'm visible in my lives. I'm consistent every single day. And that's why people come to me. But like, people don't just sign up when they come to me. I do want to make that very, very clear. Like, I'm talking like one of my double diamonds, I followed up with her 17 times before she even responded. And like, there's so much work that goes in behind the scenes. So don't forget that. Is that yes, people come to me, but it's my job to introduce the business, to introduce the opportunity, to talk about the opportunity, to follow up 10 times. Like, that's my job, you know? So, but people are going to come to you and they're going to be interested when you're consistent, when you're showing up, when you're making your content, your stories, or when you talk about that you're on a Zoom like this and you're growing your mind and you're learning. Like, people want to be aligned with people like that. Like, you should be sharing the things that you're doing to be growing your business, to be growing yourself. This is important. And so, yes, people come to me, but also it's my job to make sure that I'm consistent with the follow through, with the follow up, that I'm still always messaging. Okay. And also, I do want you to know too that, I was building on social media and blogging 2.5 to 3 years before I even joined this business. So when you think about, she got to ambassador in 2 years, yes, but you have to add on the work that it took me building my audience online. You kind of have to add that into this, because this didn't just suddenly happen. This is it's a compound effect. That's what you've got to remember, is all of this is a compound effect. That's why, like John Maxwell says, today matters. And I have it written all over my house, because we take a day off, and then before we know it, it's 3 days. Before you know it, it's 5 days. Before you know it, it's 7, and then it's 10, and then it's 2 weeks. And then you're like, oh my God, it's been 5 months. Every single day matters. Today matters. And if you need to write that down, when he said that, I was like, oh, he stopped me in my tracks. I was like, yeah, I'm guilty. But today matters. Today it matters on your social media. Today matters on your messaging. Today matters on getting this homework done. Get the homework done, because it matters. And it feels probably a little heavy if you're just getting into it. But I'm telling you, when you get the homework done, you feel so light and ready. And when you have your 5 core pillars in line, and you know what your brand is, what you're going to be talking about, you don't have to be like anybody else. You've got to remember that. You're building your business. You're not building this girl's business. You're not building her business or his business. You're building your business. So how can I best align with my audience, with the people that I'm connecting to? And that's by being myself. That's building a brand that is me. That's not anybody else. So that's just a little bit of, about messaging, and do people come to me? And if I reach out, who do I reach out to? I reach out to people that I truly feel like I can connect with. And then one of the next questions is utilizing stories. I kind of went over that, but you've got to make sure, you guys, you're staying consistent with this on Instagram and on Facebook. Even if you need to set alarms in your phone to make sure to kind of hold you accountable, do it. Set an alarm in your phone for every 2 to 3 hours to post on your Instagram, to post on your Facebook, to post on your stories. That repetition of always getting it done, that's going to build over time. And then before you know it, it's just something that you naturally do. This should be something that you're getting done. I love prepping stories every Sunday, or I'll prep kind of what am I going to be posting about on social this week, or what's going on this week that I can be sharing in my stories. I'm strategic when it comes to that stuff, because if I'm not thinking about it, or if I'm not holding myself accountable, I know me, and it won't get done. It just won't. Come on, it won't get done. And so set the alarms if you need to set the alarms, or the reminders. Really begin to hold yourself accountable, you guys, when it comes to this. I'm telling you, it is so huge. But you've got to be visible every single day. Every day. Are people seeing your face? Whether it's you right now, or maybe you get all dressed up once a freaking week. You're recording different videos and different shirts and different products and different shirts. I do that. I do it a lot more than people realize, and you'd have no stinking clue. People are oh my gosh, you get dressed up every day. I'm no, girlfriend, sure don't. But I'm taking that time to prep my social media. My social media has made me a multi-millionaire. I kind of owe it to do this work. This is a part of it. I'm building a brand. And so when it comes to that, you guys, I will switch out shirts. I'll do my hair different ways, switch out my earrings, not even joking, whole different products. I'll record different videos. What am I going to be talking about on my Instagram stories this week? Maybe I record myself making a keto coffee, or maybe I record myself talking about the business opportunity that I just opened up a few more spots for women who are ready to start building an income from home. I'm not showing up every single day like this. But I'm taking advantage of it. I'll go change my shirt. I'll have Harper take 4 different outfit pictures of me. And I'm talking about the business opportunity, and I'm talking about the products. You just have to do the work. It's like there's nothing complicated about this. So when I say every day be visible, I'm not saying put on a face and wear your best clothes every single day. But I'm saying if you're not doing that, you better sure as heck have all of this stuff stored in your phone ready to go for the week. Because it's crucial that you stay visible online. You've got to stay visible, you guys. That consistency, people seeing that is huge. People seeing that you're on a Zoom like this, people seeing that you're doing your self-development, people seeing that you're hosting a Zoom. Host a Zoom. Like, even as a Ruby, you guys, I was hosting team trainings and I was talking about it. I had no stinking clue what I was doing, but you better believe I was talking about hosting a team meeting because, like, I'm committed to this and people want to go, like, where people who know where they're going. That's what you've got to remember. Is that, like, people should know that you're growing, that you're learning, that you're committed to this. And, like, for me, I joined with someone who was visible. I joined with someone who was consistent. They were doing wrap parties every freaking day. Like, she was so visible. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's always in my newsfeed. She's always doing something. She's always learning. She's always growing. I want that. Like, she pitched her vision through her visibility. And that's what you have to do. Like, it's your job. Like, whatever income you want, okay, how visible are you going to get? Like, this is all visibility, you know? And so that is something that you've got to remember. Your visibility equals your paycheck. It equals your growth. It equals where you're going next. But you've got to be visible. And I know how comfortable it can be. Like, I'm doing live videos now for corporate, and I get hives like on my whole body before I do them. But I'm telling you, the more comfortable you get with getting uncomfortable, you guys, that's when the growth happens. And I've seen it through my whole business, but we just get in our heads about it. Like, I was having wrap parties, and I showed up at this sorority, and they thought I was bringing food, like turkey wraps. Like, but I showed up, and like, I showed up as a Ruby having team trainings. But I was visible, and I kept being visible, and I kept getting uncomfortable. And so that's what, like, that is seriously what you've got to do. Even, like, talking about the hard things. And that, for me, you guys, that was hard. Like, talking about living on food stamps and WIC and government assistance, that wasn't something that I could easily sit around talking about until I realized that being visible and sharing my hardships was how I was going to help other people also build their legacy. When I started being visible, talking about living on food stamps, not having money for gas, like sharing that I had $25 to put in my gas tank, that was me being vulnerable, invisible, but I still talked about it. So you don't need to go buy a new car or buy a freaking house or a boat or a new wardrobe. Like, people can't even afford to go on a date night. They can't even afford to put gas in their car or food on their table or, like, have a sick day. You've got to be visible and talking about the things that are important, like truly important, like self-growth. Who I was then to who I am now, I'm a completely different person. I cringe and cry looking at videos of the broken woman who joined this business to who I am now. But that took hardship and growth. And it took me making really big decisions every single day to have what I have now. And one of those decisions was staying visible. It was staying in my lane. It was unfollowing people who were distracting me. It was stop, like, I don't have time and I don't serve the things that don't serve me. You know, what do you not have time for anymore? Like, I had to make those decisions in order to be visible, in order to stay on my path, in order to stay in my lane. Like, you've got to do the work too. And so you've got, when it comes to being visible, like, you can be visible in a good way or in a bad way. Like, make sure that you're pouring life and light into other people, that you're talking about the things that bring you joy. Like, if you're skilled in something that nobody knows about, start sharing that. Like, stop making your social media like just like mine. Stop making it like Trista's, like Jessica's, like Brittany's. Stop making it anything other than who you are. And when you stay visible and in your own lane, that's when you don't have to ask me, how do I get my captions to look right? because your captions are your own words. They're your own feelings. That's when you don't have to ask me what you're posting about in your stories, because you're being yourself, because you're sharing your heart and you're sharing your journey while you're introducing the business, while you're introducing the products. This is all very simple, but you gotta stop complicating it. You have got to know where are your pillars? Who are you? You know, what have you gone through that you can share with other people? Like, whether it's the loss of someone that you loved so dearly, or maybe like me, you went through a divorce, or maybe you struggled with, like, you're struggling with a disease, or maybe you are broke and you just want to help other people, or maybe you're skilled at helping people in the gym. Maybe you're skilled at helping people discover who they are through self-development. We've all been through so much life. We all have so much to give. And you've got to remember that. Like, your story is your story specifically for a reason, and people need to hear it. They need to hear what you have to say. But that means you being visible. You've got to be visible. And if you, like me, you guys, I had to write down, be visible. Like, I still have it where I see it every single day, because there are days when I don't want to be visible. Like, I just don't. And today matters is something I also had to write down. And I also had to do the homework, even the darn hashtag homework. Like, I had to do it. But when you get uncomfortable, like every single day when you go to bed, did you give an extra 3%? Did I get uncomfortable? Have those questions on your nightstand. Did I give an extra 3% today? Was I visible today? Have it on your computer. Have it on the background of your phone. Have it on the dash in your car. Am I being visible? Okay, today matters. And every single day, don't you dare go to bed until you're visible. Don't you dare go to bed until you put in that extra 3%. Like, just, you owe it to yourself. There's no pressure here. There's no pressure building this. It's just a simple decision that you make. Is, do you want to put the work in? Do you want to put the homework in? Like, are you going to take a few hours of your day to know your pillars, to know what you're building, to know why you're building it? Like, come on. If you can't do that, then, like, I feel sorry for you. Because that's how simple this is. You've got to stop complicating it. You've got to stop looking left and right. You've got to stay in your own lane. Own who you are and where you are. Like, as a Ruby, when I tell you I was having, like, team meetings, maybe that's what you need to start doing. Maybe you just need to own where you're at. Maybe you need to own that you're broke and living on food stamps and have a mountain filled with debt. Maybe that's how you need to be visible. In talking about it and explaining to people and pitching your vision. What is your life going to look like? And the more visible you are, guess what? The more your business grows, the more customers you sign, the more distributors you sign, the more your income grows, and the more you stand on a platform to help other women do the exact same thing that you were so stinking scared of doing. That's the beauty of this. Like, I'm speaking to who I was 5 years ago. And now I don't even recognize that girl, that poor girl. Like, I don't even recognize her, because I stayed visible and I stayed consistent every single day. Okay? So you guys have got to do the homework. You've got to be visible. Today matters. Remember this. Do the homework. Print out your social guide. Download your social guide. Do the homework for the hashtags. Fix up your bio. Take 5 freaking minutes and go take a new profile picture. Like, discover what your mission statement is. And even in discovering that alone will give you so much life to what you really have and who you are and what you're building. Okay? None of this is crazy and complicated. So don't make it complicated, you guys. This is very, very simple. Okay? It's just doing the homework that comes along with it and staying visible every single day. So do the homework. I'm going to hold you all accountable. Do your stinking homework. Let me see you hold up your thumb if you're going to do the homework. I'm going to scroll through here. I love it. Just do the homework. That's all you got to do. Be visible every single day and help other women do the same. Like, don't just take this and keep it for yourself. Like, share the knowledge. Be a river, not a reservoir. Please. I'm begging you. Be a river. Don't be a reservoir. Share this. Teach this. You have so much to give, you guys. Stay in your own lane. Stay in your lane. Don't look left or right. And I'm telling you, you can build what I've built. I am a small town girl from Indiana. Like, this business can take the average girl, college dropout, young mom, broken, and turn it into something so magical if you do the work, if you decide to stay in your lane. That's what this will do for you and for your life. And I hope that this has just given you guys some amazing tips that you can start applying. And I'm just honored to have been on here tonight. But you've got to be visible, you guys.
My gosh, Alissa. That was literally like, I'm covered in goosebumps still. That was so good. So good. I could just sit here all night and just listen to you talk. Amazing. We cannot thank you enough.
I mean, every word, you guys.
Oh my gosh, we just appreciate you so much, and we are so lucky to have you as our upline and a resource for our team. We adore you so much.
I love you guys so much.
I will get this recording uploaded. Make sure your teams get it, because hello, like, if you are not ready to go, like, conquer social media, I don't know, conquer your life, like, I am on a whole nother level right now. So,
oh my gosh, I love it.
We appreciate you so much.
Good night, everybody.
Recorded, and you guys have a good night.
Bye.